celestial transmission. We are going to get into some things tonight, okay, for Divine Feminine. So get in here. Let's wait until a couple people get in here and see what's going on this evening for all of you. For the ones that are new to my channel, my name is Harrison Joey, and I am an intuitive reader. For the ones that keep coming back, you are highly appreciated. You are loved. And you know how the fuck we be rocking over here, right? So we're definitely going to get into some things this celestial evening. Let's wait until a couple people get in here as I get uh, get the downloads ready for you guys. For yes, because I do have a download. Yes, I do. But now I can't find my other phone. So give me 1 second, collective. You see how things just, disappear? Well, here we are. Let's send this out to everyone because you know people be slow and be early to everything but spirit. You know what I'm saying? So let me get my tribe over here and get it together or forget it forever. You know what I'm saying? Just sending it to anyone and everyone who could potentially need, the message. Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing? So, Divine Feminine. Let's get into your download, okay? Divine Feminine. Your download this week is you can't be in love without being selfish. Okay? You can't be in love without being selfish. And I can break this down a little bit further. A lot of you are selfishly wanting other people to be selfishly yours, to support you, to love you, to nourish you, to emotionally validate you, support you, stand behind you, help you grow, help you build and create all of these things. But what Spirit is saying is that a lot of you are not selfish with yourself, but expecting divine masculine to be selfish or whatever it is that you're into to be selfish. You can't expect people to be all about you when you're not even all about you. You understand what I'm saying? This kind of it kind of piggybacks off of the reading that I did on Facebook yesterday, where I was saying that women, people in general, depending on what spectrum of your soul you operate from. But mostly women had to literally become selfless to be able to become mothers, have careers, bear children for men, or create families and things of that nature. And what y'all don't realize is that women always had to put themselves last, whether it's according to society or to themselves. And in this era, because we are in divine feminine energy, it is Aquarius age, where if you look at the star card, it's a woman as the water bearer, pouring out the nourishing waters or flows of water that the earth needs to be able to expand and grow. This is where a lot of divine feminine energies are at this time within their spiritual journey. So that's one thing you have to understand, right? Hi, how are you doing? How are you guys? So you can't be in love without being selfish. This is why a lot of you want men to be selfishly about you, only because you choose to be selfish without the need to do it because of revenge or resentment, and in not being selfish with yourself, right? So you're relentlessly just going after the fact that, oh my God, I want these men, I want this relationship, I want this to be about me, all about me, and to show me, and to prove it to me, and to give it to me, and to support me, and love me. And why don't you go this hard for yourself? Celestial evening, Kawana, right? In history, it wasn't love because you needed the man to survive, right? Because the woman didn't have status for a while, right? Now women have all the perks men have and more. And now you need to learn to be selfish to actually learn to be in love, not only with a relationship or a marriage, but with yourself. You want men in these relationships to be all about you and be so in love with you, when a lot of you aren't really properly loving yourselves, right? A lot of you, or you past tense, because they're talking about women from the past, right? Or the women that a lot of you were created by. They weren't in love before, they were codependent. In this new era, you're learning to stop depending on the man and trust yourself. And I'm not talking about what the man provides, money, a house. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the love that you give to yourself, or the love that you're expecting from the man, but finally learning to give it to yourself without having to sacrifice and bend over fucking backwards to get it out of other people. Whether it's familial, a romantic relationship, platonic relationship, doesn't matter. You're learning to trust yourself and to give yourself the emotional intelligence that you so badly wanted from the opposite counterpart. Some of you have went so far, you forgot the man's purpose because you adopted it for yourself to crawl out of not having status. Now that you have it, you need balance for you to find true unconditional love. You don't need the man, but you most certainly want one. Especially if you want to be a mother, if you want to create a family, if you want to leave a legacy behind. If you, you understand what I'm saying? Some of you keep trying to depend on the man, or the man, the government, and wonder why you live a life of dissatisfaction and disappointment. Didn't you learn you need to stop living from codependency, right? And live from yourself? And this can go so many ways, because if you're depending on the man for your own happiness, you're never going to be happy. If you're depending on the government for your stability, because Because the government can be looked at as your man because some of you are food stamp, Section 8, projects, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it keeps you stuck in this version of yourself that doesn't want to expand for more, right? Because this message can go either way. Some of you have been so selfish that you forgot what it is to be compassionate for the masculine's emotional support. And now you know what it feels like to feel as the man did when they couldn't give it because they didn't understand how. So now a lot of you are finding yourself in these predicaments with these relationships and men and people situations where you're being forced to literally learn and feel through the man's perspective. The reason why a lot of you fell out of being compassionate for men's emotional support is because of all of the hundreds of years that a lot of you, right? Because this is all generational. A lot of you had to not be emotionally supported by men and take all of this flack and shit from them just because they needed to provide for you a home, right? Because at that time you didn't have jobs, credit, you couldn't vote, right? But now, because you're in the era where you have everything, you have lost the compassion or the sense of what the masculine role even is because you stepped into that role to become independent mothers, to find a career, to do this, to do that, to you had to adapt to or adopt the masculine energy to be able to get out of hundreds of years of being suppressed. Now that you're no longer suppressed, you're not realizing that you're doing the same thing to the men and having to relearn not only how selfish you have become towards the external counterparts outside of you, but how some of you have become so selfless that you forgot about yourself because of being the independent mother, because of doing a career, working, making the money, doing everything by yourself. You also forgot how to be selfish and love yourself. Put a one in the comments if you guys are resonating. So we're gonna go into prayer. I would highly appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up, especially if you're still in here. Okay. Thank you for you guys being here. Remember to share the video for the algorithm. Sharing is caring. Let's go into prayer and then we're going to see what the message is for Divine Feminine. Those were just the downloads. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for waking us up today, allowing us to be an extension of you. Understanding, overstanding, and understanding that we're constantly connected to God, source, spiritual guides, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors, anything that is high vibrational, to get these messages across to Divine Feminine so they can be able to expand and evolve beyond what they can see in the space and time. Thank you for your love, your wisdom, and support every day. We're nothing without it, and definitely nothing without you. The moon. Thy is the sun and the sun is me. It is the one and it is thee. The one that gives us polarity in life and gave us evolution, polarity in light. Two lights that derive from the same source and makes us in its image from the ultimate force. It travels through space and archetypes of mind where here and below you can also find. As above, it is below. When we transcend, we return and we grow. Remind yourself of who you are as you come from the light of God, as you come from the shining star. Okay? The moon. Trying to see where the moon is right now. What sign? It's a waxing gibbous moon, 19 degrees in Capricorn. A lot of you at this time are in this energy of where you're realizing in your life where you're being, or where you were being very stubborn, right? A lot of you are also finding that right now you're trying to be useful, whether it's in the home, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's family, friends. Like you're trying to be as a useful resource right now, not only for yourself but for your children, the people around you. With the Capricorn energy, I kind of feel like you're trying to get things done, and you're trying to kind of like get your ducks in a row, cross your T's and dot your I's, kind of like, it's kind of like we're in Virgo season still. It's kind of like what it feels like. And then, and not even because you're also trying to find balance, right? So Libra season is very accurate, but why I say Virgo season is because it's like you're checking all of the boxes. Like, okay, I did this. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me get here. Let me do this. And it's like a lot of you are probably in this energy of doing all of these things external to you first, so then you can come back to self with this Capricorn moon. What is the energy for divine feminine? Pleasure. Taking pleasure in the things that you do, taking pleasure in the things that you feel, taking pleasure in the things that you say, taking pleasure. And it can be 111. We have number 11. It's also given the high priestess energy, right? Hence why the moon is right on top of her. But I kind of feel like a lot of you are just in this perspective where, like, I'm gonna feel how I'm going to feel. I'm gonna say what I'm going to say. I'm gonna do what I'm going to do. But also being in the awareness that how does this expand or help everything else around me, right? How is me being selfish to myself, right, still being beneficial to everything that's outside of me? Because being the best version for myself and to myself allows you to be the best version for your relationship, for your children, for your job, for this, for that. It's like you can't have longevity at work if you don't take care of your body. Your body is what helps you work, your career, and to have the action to make money. If you're not taking care of your body, how do you have longevity? Instability, right? So you have to be selfish within how you're taking care of your body. You have to be selfish within how you feel. You have to be selfish within how you love yourself, within how you're feeding yourself, within all of these things that you don't realize that you're asking of other people to make your reality better. The way that you make your reality better is by being selfish and taking pleasure within the things that you do for yourself, so people can take pleasure in doing them for you without having to ask. Speak up. Literally, speak up. And speak up about the right things. Also, a lot of you divine feminines are learning to speak up without having to be triggered, without having to be upset, without having to be pissed off, without having to be in that masculine energy that you feel like you constantly have to protect yourself. You're also in that energy. I feel like divine feminine is going through a lot of emotional lessons at this time. Let's clarify this with the Archangel Metatron deck. Look at that. Heart healing, like I said. And then Metatron's Rainbow Bridge, which we talked about on Facebook. Getting to the bridge to be able to use the bridge as how you quantum leap into this new version of yourself. Detachment from the drama, I just seen that in the deck pop out. Remember when I said about codependency? The key to freedom is to stop being codependent on everybody else, the relationships, the job, the people, the this, and be codependent on yourself and spirit and God, right? Codependency. Thank you, Most High, for always validating what I say. Self love and nourishing. What did I say? The only way you get this from other people is by selfishly giving it to yourself. We have Venus energy as well here. Beacon, shine on. Be your own beacon of light, right? It's like spirit showing me, like, how do you get people to do things for you without having to ask them? And like I said, taking pleasure in the things that you do for yourself will actually give pleasure to people in doing things for you, right? So what spirit showing me, it's like some of you might be having an issue in a relationship or with friends or with people where, like, you're not getting the things that you want from them. How do you get the things that you want from them? Well, show them how you give it to yourself. One or two things can happen. Either they're just going to keep not giving it to you, and you're going to get tired of just giving it to yourself, and why are you even here in the first place, right? And then cut them off or whatever. Or they're going to get triggered and be like, why are you doing that? Isn't that supposed to be my job? And then they're going to go ahead and do it. This is providing emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, in any capacity, even financially. It's like, how do I get external situations, people, connections, and relationships to do things for me? Well, if I keep doing it for myself, I'm either gonna trigger you to do that for me, because I'm teaching you on how I treat myself and taking pleasure in the things that I do, or you're gonna trigger me by me doing that, by realizing that you don't have the emotional intelligence to even offer me or give me the things that I can give myself. Make sense? Put a one in the comments if it's making sense for y'all. Because this could also be with yourself. It doesn't potentially have to be with somebody else. Some of you don't realize that because of survival and because of your childhood, you had to kiss ass to be able to survive. And a lot of you, because you had to kiss ass to be able to survive, some of you haven't grown out of that. So you're kissing ass for love, for emotion, for validation, for support, for acknowledgement, for this, for that, and not realizing that that's what you're doing instead of just giving it to yourself. You're an adult now. You're not a child anymore. Get it? Message from spirit. And for some of you, that was a direct message from spirit, right? From spirit with love. Even though it might hurt, it might have hurt a little bit. Okay. Some of you have to release the fear of the unknown, or what's really possible for you if you were truly in divine balance of self. Meaning your masculine side and your feminine side being balanced. How far does the feminine go? Good to see you too, D. How far does the feminine go when she stops being codependent? Even if you are a masculine, because masculines have divine feminine energy within them too. Once they stop being codependent on what's outside of them and start becoming dependent on, codependent on themselves, in all aspects of themselves and not expecting it from the other person. What does that look like? Less disappointment, getting the shit that you want. You might have a strong need for being useful to the society and you look for justification in the outside world, right? You may underestimate what you want from yourself and for yourself. That's something you might have to reflect on. Shyness may be accompanied by resentment of the fact that others ignore you and are not giving you what you want. Do not seek approval from the outside. It will not help you get rid of your doubt, and it is harmful to you. You have to trust your inner values. And that's the waxing gibbous moon in Capricorn. 19 degrees to be exact, which is the number 10, which is the closing of a cycle of no longer waiting around to get the love, to work for it, to get the validation, get the acknowledgement, get the raise, get the this, get the. It's like you're just starting to give everything to yourself, and this is what God has been wanting from you for a while. Is to stop waiting for the friend to come tell you that you're doing the right thing or that you're doing something wrong, or to teach you something, or to listen, or to stop being like, it's just God is like, nigga, right? Why are you ignoring your inner balance, your higher self, your oversoul, the potentiality of what you could expand to if you could just put the ego aside? Because this goes back to ego. Anyone that's going through an emotional lesson, or it's because you're going through some type of ego death. What tarot do you want to use? Spirits. SARS tarot. Okay. I hope everybody's resonating so far. Let me know down in the comments how this speaks to you. It's different for everybody. I'm about to start shouting out the zodiacs aside from Capricorn. Okay. So we have the Six of Pentacles, Taurus, the King of Pentacles, Taurus, and then we have the Ten of Wands here. And then the Seven of Pentacles. Somebody's like sick and tired of like having to deal with somebody here at work. And then we have the Queen of Cups, Scorpio. This could be somebody who's sick and tired of dealing with somebody at work, or this is somebody like, fed up of the fact that I have to keep dealing with this person, cross paths with them, like speak to them, or just how they act at work is becoming bothersome for some of you. So you have to become selfish and take pleasure in the things that you do, and speak up and say the things that you have to say, right? For others of you, this is more about finally seeing somebody as a burden. You see that this person purpose purpose purposefully becomes a burden to you because it's the only way that you would pay attention to them, whoever this Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio is. Or you could be the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and they could be the Taurus, Sagittarius. But some of you is mostly you're the Taurus or the Sag, and they're the water sign. But take the roles as it resonates. I just kind of feel like somebody is sick and tired of saving somebody over and over and over, and it's become a burden. The bottom of the deck is talking about how the Seven of Wands is like, I'm sick and tired of having to fight this person, argue this person, or allowing them to become a burden within my reality. I'm no longer going to submit to their games, to their mental illusions, to the shit that they say or do or they're playing on, like whatever this is, right? The Three of Pentacles, it's like I'm gonna go back to the drawing board with this person and see how I'm going to move forward and how I'm going to move around this shit because I'm no longer like accepting what they're doing. If this is exhaustion, remember that it's on your part because you're not selfish of self. You're not taking pleasure in the things that you do or you want. The reason why you're not getting these things and you're exhausted is because you're so busy working hard for something that you're probably never going to get from these people situation, right? Instead of just giving it to yourself. The Seven of Cups, somebody's going through some type of like, yeah, the Seven and Eight of Cups. Some of you are learning that I have to learn how to walk away from certain emotions and certain conversations and certain things that trigger me. Learning to do that, that's good. With the Seven and Eight of Cups, I kind of feel like you have to learn how to walk away from the things that are not emotionally healthy for you. Like if people are gonna crash out and they're expecting you to crash out with them, like, and then you do it, how is that emotionally beneficial or healthy for you? If you're around certain conversations and certain people, like why are we having this conversation? How is this emotionally benefiting anyone here? Some of you are realizing that you put energy, emotions, and awareness into people, situations, conversations, and things that will never be a benefit. Some of you are starting to walk away from these things, and people are questioning you, questioning your loyalty, your friendship, your relationship, your family shit, and it's not really. It really has nothing to do with them. It's more about what I'm not going to allow. There's a song. I don't really games. I don't have to. I don't have to. Well, how's it go? I'm not gonna allow all your narcissistic ways. I won't allow it. Ooh. Mariah Carey, I won't allow it. It's on her new album. Go listen to it. I'm listening to that song. I won't allow it. That like you're I'm channeling the song for some of you. I have to emotionally be above, mentally be above, physically be above whatever this is. The six of wands in reverse, which is you will never win with these people, these situations. So this is why you have to walk away. And we have Cancer, Pisces, and Leo. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Yeah, check out the whole album. It's really good. Listen to the lyrics of that song. I won't allow it. It's something that has to do with this reading. The Five of Cups. God is like, you're emotionally asking me for something that I can't do for you. You have to do for yourself. Cancer, what is this about? The Wheel of Fortune, and then the Four of Wands. This is about expansion and stability here. Yeah, the Six of Pentacles. I can't. The universe can't provide for you something that you're not on the vibration of. This is about your relationship with God here. I can't give you the signs that you're looking for if you don't believe that they exist. I can't give you the manifestation that you want if you don't believe that you're worth it. I can't, like, you understand what I'm saying? I can't answer this prayer for you because this is not something that I need to be answering for you. This is something that you need to answer for yourself. It's like waiting for God to validate you when God already validated you by saying you're an extension of God. You're an extension of it. So what is there to validate? If you are a goddess and you are a god and you, what is there to validate? God loves you. God thinks you're great, perfect. You're wonderful, victorious, like successful. Why don't you? God is like, I can't measure your value for you. Top of the deck, the Knight of Swords. Some of you are literally battling with this internally because the Knight of Swords is mental, right? It's going back and forth like, am I worth this? Is this worth it? Like, am I gonna get this? Is this gonna happen for me? Type of energy. Am I doing the right thing? God is like, are you? Compare and contrast where you are. Contrast it to where you've been. And God, for some of you, it's like you have to stop valuing yourself through the money that you make. Yeah, the King of Pentacles. And the money that you make, and taking pride in that I'm successful and I have a career, money, 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 and then you're just a slave. And you know what they say, money's the root of all evil. And for some of you, you don't realize that that's where it's hard for you to have an ego death. And it's because of the relationship that you have with money and feeling validated by it. Whether it's through your job, career, clients, doesn't matter. Remember that money is just how you move around in this realm, not who you are. And the level of how you get to move around in this realm. It doesn't determine, the money that you have doesn't determine how you move around in this realm. Physically, yes. Spiritually, no. Or who you are. Make sense? I hope that made sense. Because in my head, it made sense. The Six of Cups. Somebody's coming back from the past here. For some of you, this can be an old friend. It can be a Scorpio or a Capricorn. Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, or Virgo. Whoever this person is, they're coming back from the past because this genuinely they miss you. It's really what I'm seeing. They miss what they learned from you, who you are, how their life was when you were around them. Yeah, the High Priestess. For some of you, this person sees you as a spiritual person. They see you as somebody who's knowledgeable, spiritual, right? And they feel like their life benefits from you being in it. So this is somebody who's coming back to reconcile. You could probably even get an apology from them for the ones that it was because of some type of fallout, right? and having to move on from them at that time. With the Three of Wands, this person is coming back wanting to explore the friendship or the relationship or whatever this was, right? And in the Chariot, some of you are moving. Some of you, God is like, if you're moving, make sure that you're not moving into this house with the same way of living, the same way of going about your everyday life, your chores, your this. Change everything about how you live. The Emperor, Aries, Cancer, and then Scorpio with the Tower. Some of you could have got evicted. Some of you could have lost your home. Some of you could have something traumatic could have happened. You had to leave, and now you're about to get your own spot again. Some of you could have went through a fire. Some of you, whatever the energy is, God is like, don't go back in living the way that you was when that happened, because you will go through another tower moment. Okay, and then the bottom of the deck, create more harmonious changes. The Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Create more harmony between you and your lifestyle, you and your children, you and your baby's father or baby's mother, you or this, you or that. That's what you need to be doing. That shit that happened with that home, it was nothing but negative energy that needed an escape. And whatever happened to you, how you lost it, got evicted, whatever the fuck, was nothing but all that negative energy needing to manifest somehow. Okay? The spirit says that's with love. Figure that shit out. So the advice for this reading, okay, 11. The temple is the temple of conjurers. The element is air. Tanit was the goddess of the stars. Remember we talked about the star card at the beginning of the reading? In ancient Carthage. Today, all the way over in Ibiza, they still have pleasure-filled full moon midnight table dancing parties in her name. You are thirsty for more pleasure. You can't thrive when life feels dry. You are made of laughter and stardust, not sawdust. Pleasure is your birthright, a gift from the universe. So tap into it, right? How much juicy pleasure can you stand? Turn up the pleasure principle. You secretly feel that you don't deserve it. Didn't I say that in the reading? But pleasure is a healing and manifesting force. Laughing, loving, and orgasmic joy is holy. Hold your hands over your reproductive area and say out loud, I deserve pleasure. Because this is your sacral chakra. Goddess declaration is, it feels good to feel good and to be good to self. Ashe. And figure it the fuck out. I hope that this reading served you in some way, shape, or form. If you need a private reading or an extended reading, the link is down in the description box. Remember to share the video, comment how you resonated, your story, all of that. Let's congregate, let's talk. And remember, there's going to be new readings premiering on Patreon. We do have a full moon coming up. Uh, Retrogrades that are leaving happening. A lot of astrological things are happening, so be on the lookout on patreon.com/the-joey for more content. And you will receive new content this week from TikTok. All the links are in the description box. I love you, and if you want a private reading, like I said, the link is there too. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.